The Bill and Kelly Show is recorded at Studio A at Executive Suite Squared in beautiful Hammond, Indiana. Now, here's Bill and Kelly. Hello, welcome to the Bill and Kelly Show. With us today, we have some guests from Planting Possibilities. Yes, with us today, we have Marianne Niner, and then also Ruth Youthmet, who's with us today as well. So welcome to our show. We're kind of excited to find out of all the new happenings and get an update on that awesome golf event you guys have been having.
And the mom sale coming
and the
up
mums.
too.
I know, we have a lot going on right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do. So I guess what's on everyone's mind, of course, we have guys listening out there, guess what they're going to be interested in. Mums, golf. Give you a guess, okay?
Golf, mums.
That's right.
So let's talk about the golf outing a bit because we're still in the midst of that, right?
Right.
Go ahead, Ruth.
That's right. We are in the midst of the golf outing. We extended the golf outing through the month of August. So our registrations are still open. We still have sponsorship opportunities that are still open. And, golfers get out there and golf with your friends, get a group together, either 18 holes or we even have the miniature golf option. So, it's a nice twist for everyone to get out and enjoy the beautiful weather and support our organization. It's basically a donation to the organization through our website. And, the course fees are up to the individuals, but it's an opportunity to get out and have some fun in this beautiful weather that we've been enjoying.
Oh, yeah, it's been great.
So let's see, the registration for Planting Possibilities, though, there's two levels. You can do a mini one, which is what, $10, is it?
That's correct. That's correct. The miniature golf is $10 per golfer. And the 18-hole golfers is $25 per golfer. We have various sponsorship levels. Some of them include some golf opportunities as well, registrations as well. But the really neat thing is this is open to any golf course anywhere at your own convenience. So anytime during the month of August.
Really, anywhere
so
in the world.
It's wide open. We can have people golfing in Colorado or Arizona or wherever. We've really broadened the scope of people that hopefully will be interested in golfing and supporting our organization.
So they can register, well, obviously we're getting close to the end of the month here, so there's not, but they can still register if they want to, say within the next week or so. And
yes, definitely.
So
definitely.
So all our listeners in Scotland, go to St. Andrews and golf away.
You can.
That would be wonderful. And then after people have completed their golf game, we're just asking them to either text us the golf scorecards or email as an attachment the golf scorecards along with if they played St. Andrews in Scotland, whatever golf course they happen to be golfing at. And we will have some sort of an award presentation after first week in September, probably, as far as, awards based on the Peoria handicap system.
Oh, all right.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot of spreadsheets going.
Yeah.
We
Do
do.
you want any interesting things that happen on the golf course, like if someone throws their golf bag to the next fairway, or
we would love for people to
Send
go ahead and
send us
submit that
videos.
social media, use the hashtag,
Yes.
hashtag Planting Possibilities, hashtag Golf for Possibilities.
Yeah.
And, we'd be able to pick those up, and we'd love for people to do that. Up until now, we really haven't had a lot of that. I think people are still kind of sailing into August, what's left of it. So we're getting scorecards, dribs and drabs that are being submitted. But we have more registrations than scorecards at this point in time. But yes, please
so
flood our social media.
What a fun way to contribute to a charity, but get out there and have some fun with your friends, and you have go on a course, because if you get involved in some of these tournaments, you're not used to the course, and like that's a real excuse for some of us because we really suck at golf anyway. But we like to tell people, well, it's just I'm not used to the course, Yeah.
That's right. Well, we've opened it up. One thing that I did want to note is it is not a shotgun start kind of a best ball kind of a thing. We're looking for all individual scores so that we can level the playing field.
Awesome.
So once you total all these up, and what are some of the things that the prizes that you have lined up for these folks?
Well, right now we have, Marianne, correct me if I'm wrong, or maybe you can interject. But we have some nice golf outings that have been donated from various different golf courses in our area in Northwest Indiana, very generously. And things are still coming in. So the actual award list is still to be determined. It's still growing.
Okay.
But we do definitely have a foursome. We have a couple foursomes from I think I don't have them right in front of me, so I don't want to say. But we do have a couple foursomes. We have a twosome with 2 cards, given the COVID thing.
Yeah.
So that's so for the local golfers, I mean, and these are prizes that are worth a few $100s. A foursome golfing, and one of them is Innsbruck, a twosome with 2 carts, and that's valued at $306.
Right.
So I mean, that's a nice little prize.
Yeah, nice award.
And then we have gift cards and different levels of things. So I mean, obviously, someone who's golfing in Indianapolis for us isn't going to necessarily want a prize golfing at Innsbruck, but we'll make it so it all works.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That sounds.
And just to interject, it would really be neat so that we could have a special award for someone who's golfed the farthest away from Northwest Indiana, Scotland.
Scotland.
Scotland, our friends in New Zealand.
Yeah.
There you
Those
go.
Exactly.
guys, Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We have
Exactly.
listeners
England,
there too.
yeah.
And England, yeah.
Australia. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Exactly. That would really be neat.
That would be fun.
Yeah. And so the organization is Planting Possibilities. The website is plantingpossibilities.org. And then
That's
you also
correct.
have a Facebook page, Planting Possibilities. So there's a link to register off your Facebook page, and then they could go to the website to log in directly at the website or register at the website, I should say. Boy, this sounds like great fun. And it's time for people to get together and have been penned up and being isolated and go out and have some fun golfing.
Take your frustration out on that
And
ball.
that's one of those sports that you can safely do during the pandemic. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Another reason we opted for the virtual golf outing is, we have our golf outing every year locally, and there's many local businesses who are always very generous and offer real nice big size sponsorships. But quite honestly, this year, everybody's struggling. I really just couldn't bring myself to think, okay, now we're going to ask these people for more money who we know are struggling financially, who we know have people laid off, and we're going to go and ask them for money.
Mm-hmm.
It just I couldn't do it. We couldn't do it.
No, we hear you. It's difficult times for everybody.
Yes.
Companies are struggling. And,
But golfers are going to go golfing. Guys who like to golf are going to go golfing anyway.
Yes.
So that's, we felt that it wouldn't be putting any of our, because, we heard from one of our sponsors and he felt really bad. And before we went virtual, he goes, I really feel bad, but I can't help. It's like, I didn't want anybody to feel bad. I didn't want anybody to have to say no. And I knew that was going to, so it's like, you know what, this is how we'll do it this year.
everyone's so understanding. I mean, it's a lot of people have done the best they can, and that's all you can expect right now.
Right, yeah.
All hurting. This has touched everybody, no matter how rich or poor you are. It's touched everyone's lives, and but one of the fun things is it will bring something into Planting Possibilities, and that's something that we always mention in our shows, that every non-for-profit is hurting right along with everyone else, all the companies and so on. But any dollar that's raised is greatly appreciated.
We
it helps.
we had to, cancel our tea party this year. We didn't have our spring tea party. And then of course the golf outing, that's not, but you know what? We're not losing it. You know what I mean? We're not, we're staying steady. We don't have big costs. We've not put ourselves in a position where we have big costs. So, we're okay. And a lot of other people are hurting way worse than we are. So we're not, we're just saying, you know what? It was a rough year, but we're going with it.
That's right. Go
Well,
with it and
if-
count your
if-
blessings.
And we're going to get into talking more about what you guys do. But next one is, and I guess this is where some of the guys can kind of tune out your mum sale. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. They could pick up mums for,
They like,
yeah.
yeah. If they're in the doghouse, buy some for your wife.
you go.
Or make your mom happy. Make your neighbors happy. You
Yeah,
know,
there you
fun
go.
things to do.
I'm trying to be stereotypical, I guess. I guess
Stop.
guys do buy mums.
Stop. Yes, they do. They do,
But
and they're
okay,
beautiful moms.
yes, they do, and they are beautiful.
And you're
mums.
doing it differently this year too.
We are. Typically, Marianne, do you want to jump in here?
Okay, well, we did this with our geranium sale. We're doing it strictly, online through Facebook and emails. If we have your email address, if you're on our mailing list, we'll get you a couple emails out on Facebook. And what we'll do is you have to pre-order by, I think, September 5th. You pre-order, and then September 19th, and it's by color. There's small, medium, and extra large, and there's 5 colors. So you pre-order exactly what you want. And then on September 19th is a Saturday, then they'll all be delivered to my house. So it's, we have the whole garage full of, and then our volunteers come, and Ruth, our IT master,
Yes.
she has this, it's kind of a logistics piece of software, and it sets out our delivery routes for us.
Ah, cool.
Yeah. So then we have about a half a dozen volunteers who come, and they have their routes, and then we'll sort out and put their orders in their car, and they go and deliver them all. And with our geraniums in the spring, we had them all out and all delivered by noon.
Awesome.
All right. Now I noticed though that the delivery was a specific area, which I totally get. But for those of us who are just a little outside that area, like me, who lives in Chesterton,
Uh-huh.
how can I get some?
You can order it and pick them up at my house.
Got it.
In
Okay.
Munster.
All right, just
You can
wanted
pick
to
them
make
up in
sure.
Munster.
All right.
Awesome.
If you're out of our delivery area.
Perfect.
Yes,
Good.
you can pick them up in Munster.
All right.
Mhm.
That's what I wanted to know
Awesomeness.
for sure.
Awesomeness.
Yeah.
'Cause I know
And is that, Ruth, is there an option for pickup or delivery on the order or not?
You know what? We did not put that option
Okay,
on,
right.
on all the information that went out.
Okay,
It was interesting because we really just released it this morning, and we've already gotten a number of orders that have come in. So it's really encouraging. As far as people really are still a little bit unsure about going out and into the world to get various different things. And as we found with the geranium sale, people really enjoyed the non-contact porch delivery.
Yes.
And that worked out really well. And I think, Marianne, correct me if I'm wrong, but our geranium sale was one of the best sales that we've had in the
It
past.
was.
And we've been
It
doing
was.
this for a number of years. So you know what? This is giving us, this whole situation is giving everybody an opportunity to kind of pivot and retool and try different things. And
Yeah.
sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. But you know what?
Yeah.
We've got an opportunity that we've grabbed and
Yeah.
just kept running with it.
well, and that's just it. It's like one thing doesn't work, you have to kind of think outside the box and try something else. And so that's what we're doing this year on almost everything. I might say our geranium sale, we delivered flowers to almost 100 homes.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Boy.
That's
And
great.
kudos to our volunteers.
Oh,
for,
yeah.
I bet.
For
Mhm. They're the heart and soul.
delivering to various different places, and with various different capacities in their vehicles. They had to make a couple trips in a couple cases, but our volunteers really enjoyed the opportunity to give back, because we really haven't had that opportunity. and still feel safe with doing it, just with the
Right.
environment.
Right.
Mhm,
Oh, that's great.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one thing we probably ought to do is, as people are hearing about all this awesomeness with golf and flowers and stuff, they're probably wondering, okay, what does this go towards? So
There are some
yeah.
people, believe it or not, who don't know about planting
I know
possibilities,
it's
which
hard to
I don't
believe,
get, but-
as often as you've been on the Bill and Kelly show, that they don't know.
Oh, I know.
And
Mhm.
just being
You
as
know.
awesome as you are, everyone should know.
Yeah,
But for
definitely.
those who are out of the loop, fill them in.
Well, Planting Possibilities is a nonprofit located in Lake County, Indiana. We're exclusive to Lake County, and our mission is to provide job skill training to adults with autism and other developmental disabilities here in Lake County. We found that there's other opportunities in other places, but for a county the size of Lake County with nearly 500,000 people, we don't have that here.
Mhm.
So our goal, so right now we operate, and what we do is we have our program is kind of horticulture based because it's a skill and a life skill actually, through which we can teach job skills at various levels. You can break horticulture up into various levels of ability. And it's something that when you put enough time and effort into something, you can physically see the product of your work over time. And that's kind of why we picked it, because it's a very concrete product that you can see develop right before your eyes. And so it gives you that sense of accomplishment.
Sure.
Mhm.
And a lot of, that really helps drive that home. And also we have a horticulture class 2 days a week. We have a 1/2 acre garden and a 500 square foot greenhouse on the property of Campania Academy in Cherville. They graciously allow us that space, and we have it's a science classroom in what was their school there. And so we use that space for our program. And we also last summer started our own mowing service, lawn mowing service. And we have three young adults with autism who know how to mow, but have never had a job. So we have a mowing supervisor who is Mark, and and then when I say, and then we have this, who is Mark? And then we have this guy, who is Mark?
Yeah, Mark is your
But-
husband, who
Right.
actually is doing an awesome thing right now that we love when he told us what he's doing. But besides that, Mark is your husband, who is your partner in Planting Possibilities.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so we have this mowing service where we're teaching, where Mark is teaching these young men like kind of job skills. One of the guys always has some kind of marketing ideas, and they're learning the basics of a job, the basics that, you and I don't really think about, but we kind of have to start with the basics of, okay, if Wednesday's mowing day, that means you don't make haircut appointments or you don't make plans to go out and do something else on Wednesday. Wednesday's your day to work, and so that little, and it's a thing that, as a young employee, we all had to learn that. But, just basic skills like that we teach along the way. And if everybody's getting out of the truck to work, that means it's time for you to get out of the truck and work too. Basic things that will let them progress and progress. Maybe it's never into another full-time job, but progress to the point where they can self-start themselves and participate in something that they can be proud of, and they get paid. They get paid.
Right. And I'm just thinking there's probably some bosses and supervisors sitting out there saying, boy, I'm going to send some of my employees to this organization.
They could
You
use
mean,
those skills.
really?
too.
Not making a haircut appointment on a day you got to work? What? Yeah. Well, the other thing that you have is a dream that is an awesome, awesome dream. And that goes beyond what we talked about here. It is this concept of creating a community really, and both learning and living community. You
Mhm.
tell us a bit about that. That's really intriguing.
Well, we'd like to, our vision is to build a job training center that's kind of disguised, if you will, as maybe a horticulture center with a event center and a like a, you know, maybe like a garden center or a, you know, a specialty retail shop, and have uh living maybe apartment building on site. And if we have this, you know, we're looking for 15 acres of land in Lake County, Indiana. It has to be in Lake County, Indiana. And to build our vision, we need 15 acres. On this land will include we can grow, 15 acres will allow us about 5 acres to grow vegetables and fruits. And we're coming up with some really interesting, good recipes where we can take what we grow and put an added value to it. We're coming up with some really good recipes and for our own food products. So we're excited about that. And then, so we'll have something to sell in our shops. And can you see a nice shop where you sell, you know, we'll have specialty, pepper flakes and specialty sauces and specialty breads and that kind of thing. And then maybe get like local, I don't say manufacturers, whatever, like, you know, somebody who maybe makes specialty soaps and that kind of thing. And the guy maybe that raises honey, and have a store, retail, you know, place for that where people can sell that kind of things. And then if we have a horticulture, we can teach in a small event center that like small, like a, you know, 100, you know, something like that. And then we have a commercial kitchen. So in our retail center, we can teach retail skills. We can teach for people who are able business skills. You always need a bookkeeper. You always need people like that. In our kitchen, we can teach culinary skills. In our event center, we can teach hospitality skills. So, you know, we can teach so we've got 5 different broad term skills we can teach people who can then go out and get jobs elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, they can live on campus, we'll call it our campus at the time, so that they have, because most of them don't drive. Most adults with disabilities don't drive. And for those who are able then, you know, to work, then they work there, because a lot of them too, that's their social group, mm-hmm. You know, so we can, you know, provide that social, you know, group with their work group.
I think it's a beautiful,
beautiful
vision.
Every time I think about this, I think about all the skills that this center will have available for teaching.
Oh yeah.
You know, from you know, working in a store, harvesting vegetables, cooking in a kitchen, then a natural life skill that everyone needs to know: how to budget to have an apartment, what you need to do to keep the apartment clean. You know, life skills that you need if you're going to be living on your own. And so I like to call this like a self-sustaining community. You can work and live.
And we know this is a big vision. We know it is. We know this is a big vision. But you know what? It's going to happen. We are dead set on seeing this happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Every time we talk to you about it, I get kind of goosebumps over it, because it is, and I'm going to see. I'm pretty sure I still have the architectural drawings that I'll throw up for people to see and get an idea of this plan, because it is really a beautiful plan.
Yes, it is.
And to think that you know parents like yourself who have an autistic adult can know that they're in a place that they can be safe and they can get transportation and go to a class on horticulture or go to a cooking class without you having to worry about how they're going to get there. That to me is just brilliant.
It's such a win-win.
You know, and there's potential partnering opportunities, you know, for different organizations or businesses, or, you know, if you know somebody who wants to leave a legacy, we can help them leave a legacy.
Absolutely.
There you go. And I'm telling you, this is a beautiful legacy to leave.
Absolutely.
You have your name associated with the center that
does such good.
Yeah, and creates. And you know, I can't say enough about the self-esteem that will happen because these kids won't have to worry. I
Right.
call them kids. Yeah, that's bad. These adults that will not have to worry about. Gosh, I have to call my mom or dad to get a ride. You know, it's
At my
something
age,
that
anybody
they can
under
do.
60 is a kid.
Yeah, really. Yeah, every time we look at people, it's like, God,
You young whippersnappers.
Yeah,
you.
that's right.
But you know what? My son is 30 and he has autism, and we still think of him and his friends as kids because you know why? Because they have a childlike, very childlike, innocent take on most things. There's no hidden agendas. There's no what's in it for me. It's just what it is, you know, and it's just refreshing.
It is.
And
So
some
yeah,
of them
so
have-
you think of that as a childlike, you know,
right.
hopefully, you know, it would be nice if more adults were that, you know,
Exactly.
there's
I
a
was
certain
just gonna
naivete
say,
to
those
it,
are-
but
those
it's
are
just,
some
it's
good
no
things to
hidden
have.
agenda. It's what it is. It's, you know,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful world. It really is. Man, boy, oh boy. So, what else has been happening over there at the good old planting possibilities?
Well, we got the garden in for the summer. You know, the COVID thing hit about, let's see, that was about the middle of March when we had several hundred plants growing under grow lights in the greenhouse. And that's when everything got shut down and all the kids were on lockdown and all the volunteers, there were no volunteers allowed on campus. But Mark was allowed to go in and take care of the plants. And then you have several hundred plants that have to be planted. They can't just sit in the greenhouse forever. So again, Mark and a handful of volunteers came out. And our horticulturist, we have a horticulturist, Jim Hitz, who works with us and helps teach the classes, the twice a week horticulture classes. And between them, they got everything planted, and the kids are out of lockdown, and so they're taking care of the garden. We got a lot of sweet corn. There's tomatoes, peppers. Oh, we planted grapes last year. We got grapes.
man.
My.
Yeah. So.
That's new.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody we know had extra grape plants, and they said, "Here, you want these?" I said, "Sure." So they, you know, Mark put up the you know, the fence that they grow on, and so we're growing grapes too.
Boy,
One thing that I want to add that was kind of neat that I kind of got involved on a side project with was I believe it was this past winter. Mark and his team had planted winter wheat as a cover crop.
Mhm.
And the winter wheat, of course, grew as a cover crop and, you know, nourished the soil and does all those good things that cover crops do. And then the small team had harvested the wheat and was trying to process it. So they're kind of in the process now. I believe we have flour. So
Wow.
being the flavor of the COVID, where everyone's baking bread, we're waiting now so we can have some bread made out of the flour. I think they're waiting for it to cool down a little bit
Yeah.
before they heat up the
Thinking about
ovens
those
there.
grapes.
But you know, it was kind of a really neat progression kind of a thing. So you know, I keep asking. I don't visit the campus. I'm off site just normally. But I keep asking, send pictures, send this, so that we can, you know, put it into a little synopsis about, you know, the wheat growing and bread making process. So it's our bowing to the COVID craze of baking bread.
Well, when you mentioned grapes, I envision a planting possibilities wine.
Well,
You never know.
maybe one
Yeah,
day.
think
I don't
they thought
know.
about it already.
We might have enough to make a couple of bottles. That'd be.
You
I'll
never
come and
know.
stomp them.
You never
See,
know.
now when I was growing up, we had a grapevine. We had grapevines, we had apple trees, we had a big garden, we had a cherry tree, we had a whole yard full of everything. And my mom made grape jelly
Ah,
out of the grapes. So I really don't know what kind of grapes they have growing there. I don't know that I think they're more wine grapes than you know, jelly grapes.
there you go.
But yeah.
I'm
And you know what Ruth was talking about? Ruth does our social media for us too. And so, you know, she talked about this bread product. So everybody's taking pictures of the processing of this wheat, is it wheat? Yeah, it is.
The wheat.
And
yeah.
so then we have different still photos and different videos, and then we get that all together. Then Ruth will make a nice little video out of it,
Nice.
and we'll somewhere on our website, I suppose, isn't that where we put that, Ruth?
Somewhere, website, social media. We have
Somewhere,
a YouTube.
yeah.
We have a YouTube channel.
Nice.
So
Perfect.
stay tuned.
Yeah.
For
Oh, that's
sure.
awesome.
So we have a lot. There's always something going on. Always something going on.
Yeah. Well, that's neat. That boy, it sounds like Planting Possibilities is still growing.
Yep.
So
We are.
There's plenty of possibilities out there.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah.
And
yeah.
I know what I'm doing later on tonight. I'm ordering my flowers.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
Yep. Oh boy, oh boy. Well, we probably better start wrapping up here. So, yeah, this is a sad point where we got to say goodbye to everybody.
know.
But
Oh,
yeah,
we'll say goodbye.
I know. Well, listen, this has been great. Thank you for coming on our show, and
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, we'll
Thank
get
you
to
for the
work.
opportunity.
We look forward.
We
to
love
hearing
keeping you
about
guys
who the
posted
winners
on what's going on, and it's
Yeah.
fun to be able to tell everybody what's happening.
Well, it's great. Even with some of the events that we've had going on, just the awareness factor of, getting our name out there, getting our mission out there.
Sure.
So if people see us on social media, like us, share us, tell your friends, tell your not friends, just get our name out there, and our mission.
go.
And that's much appreciated, as well as you offering this opportunity to get us out there in the podcast world.
Yeah.
Well, we're happy to do that.
Yeah. Well, with that, I guess we'll start wrapping things up. And Marianne, thank you. Ruth, thank you.
Thank you so
and
much.
we'll have
Thank
you on
you.
again very shortly.
Yeah, because we want to
Great.
hear about all the winners for the golf outing and everything.
Yeah,
what
yeah, for
happens.
sure.
Sure.
Mhm.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yep. And send
Great.
any pictures of golf clubs flying over the hole our way.
Definitely.
See those
Definitely. We need some fun pictures.
Exactly.
bent golf clubs.
We might have to throw in some like Three Stooges golf clips and
Yes,
things.
That
And,
would be hilarious.
Well, for those of us who only hit a golf course about maybe once every year, that is a comic situation.
Yeah,
I tell
That's
you.
a Three Stooges thing, right?
Yeah, boy. Well, with that, we better wrap it up.
Yes, thank you,
And
everybody.
thank you again for being here. And we'll
Thank
say
you.
goodbye for now.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
This episode of The Bill and Callie Show is brought to you by
Dutch Farms, maintaining a family tradition of quality for over 91 years.